Hi, and welcome back to my channel, Country Conversations with D with D. This is going to be my recap of the Belle Collective Reunion Part 2 Special, Season 3 or 4. Do we really know? My TV says Season 4, but the internet be saying Season 3B. Child, I can't make this stuff up. What is really going on? Carlos, and on TV. If you don't stop with that A and B ish, if you're gonna do 8 episodes per season, just do 8 episodes per season. And then I'm irritated that I know that this daggum, gosh darn it, I changed it, gosh darn it, this gosh darn it reunion was filmed in August. Your fans lose interest when you pull things out over time like this, and then everybody, including Andy Cohen, is airing these doggone reunions too early. Andy airs his reunions or tapes his reunions before the finale. And then here comes a Twitter firestorm of the ladies tweeting about what happened at the reunion before the reunion airs, in a way, because they start yep all over Twitter about issues they end up having with the women. And then we like, well, did she have that issue? I didn't know she had that issue. Same thing with Marie all over Twitter, blah 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 blah, Instagram, blah blah blah, talking about that Tamara is Tambra. Oh, sorry about that, Tambra. That Tambra is not bringing anything to the show, don't have her own stories, not with the mom. We're like, what is going on? Why is she saying this? What proof does she have? When did we see that? Did we see that part? Did that come on the show? You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, yes, of course, tape your reunions and your show long before the show airs, but it's almost been a whole year since the episodes aired, if I could recall. And then it's long months, like what, 6, 7 months since the reunion aired. Foolishness. Foolishness. Carlos, I said what I said. It is foolishness. Air your film your reunion after the finale. Andy Cohen, same thing. Film it after reunion. Then that way the audience is up to date on what you guys are doing. Because this look a fool. Now they still are. Everybody. Wait a minute. Hold on. That's how you doing? How you doing? This is country. And I got so irritated with these motherfuckers. How you doing? This is Country Conversations with DVD. Shout out to Miss Wendy over there. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for your inspiration, my dear. Now, as I was saying, and they all still arguing over there down to the wherever they are. I don't know where they are. I think they in Atlanta, probably. I don't know where they are because I don't think they said where they are. But let's get on to the mayor's fashion. Let's get to the mayor's fashion before I get to that. What the hell did Big Willie have on? Big Willie, I hate it. I hate a pinstripe suit that has those outlines on the lapel. Hey, it makes you look like Colonel Sanders. And then you had on gym shoes. Is that what you think of Mississippi? That you could come to a event in damn gym shoes? No, sir. Your wife is sitting over there looking pretty and elegant. Do the same. This is Belle Collective, okay? So these women are upwardly mobile. Make yourself look like that. Make yourself accommodate your wife, okay? Because she looks beautiful. The fuck? Glenn. What? Baby, Glenn didn't have on a necktie, but Glenn looked good in that cream. One thing you can say about old Glenn and Glenn, he looks nice in that gold and cream. It complimented his skin. Say what you want to say about Lil Boosie. He's jackass. Just like Martell's a jackass. Just Martell look good in his junior suit. Cliff. Well, surprisingly, what stock is my best dressed? Yes, sir. He did it from the head to the toe, baby. All that black, that all black on his complexion. Yes. And then compliment his wife. Cliff's my best dress. JJ, you come in a good long distance second. And you had too much going on. But that's you, JJ. Your personality is to have too much shit going on. You're eclectic in your style, and that is funny and inviting, but honey, not with Gucci being my best dress, and then you come sit beside her in all those clothes and all those colors, and then your yellow shirt did not go with her golden dress. I mean, that didn't match. Nope, it didn't. And then you all on Instagram showing the real Bible child. I cannot make this stuff up. But for the men, let me just say my worst dress is going to be Big Willie style, who is my favorite husband, but he looked a mess. And my best dressed man, Cliff, hands down. Period. Back to the episode. Now everybody is giving Latrice the business. She is upset they making their way back to the dressing room, and poor Latrice is, being hauled off and held back. Child, I'm telling you, that girl is acting just like my sister. Baby, my sister, she wouldn't have been in no pretty clothes though. Okay, I'm just gonna, cause we ain't about to fight in our pretty clothes. But baby, if my sister had on her Converse, that mean, and tears coming to her eyes, that means she ready to kick some butt. Now, Marie, and I'm gonna pick the brakes off of her. Still talking about she gonna be the brakes off somebody, and she headed to her dressing room too. So everybody's in the dressing room by this point. And Latrice is telling her makeup team what happened out there, and then Mandy, her best friend, is like, yeah, they all come at you. Of course you upset. And then telling it's they always, so Latrice is always belittling people. Both of y'all do that. Okay? Say something. Say something in my comments to say they don't. You have these two, again, upwardly mobile, entrepreneurial women who both take shots at each other about their finances. Foolishness. You don't know what's in the other one's pockets. I don't care what that Latrice digs up, these little shows or whatever she's digging up, or the little minions she sent out to find out information on these people. Yes, that's Latrice doing that. Sending out, finding out information on what's in people's bank accounts. You don't know. I don't care what they tell you. You still don't know. And as far as you guys on that end, telling her that she wouldn't have anything without Cliff, lies. Lies. The beauty industry is where she struck gold. You can't deny that. Give her props. Now, like I said, her husband is supposed to back her. He's supposed to be her investor. He's supposed to give her coins to build up her business further. But don't act like she didn't have the entrepreneurial spirit prior to this. Marie, you should know. You have a spa. You have a salon. Stop down in hers. She's expanding. She's growing. She has her haircut products. And besides all that, let's give big ups to all three of our Mississippi girls that's on TV with the hair care products: Latrice, Giselle, and Stormy. Shout out to all three of you guys, okay? But don't both of y'all belittle each other. That's all y'all sit up and do. Y'all too. Instead of comparing big sizes, big, put a D in front of it. Y'all comparing each other's bank account. Stop counting each other's pocket. It looks a fool for both of you. I'm here to tell you. If nobody else gonna tell you, let me tell you. And then Letitia's and Glenn's conversation really pissed me off, right? She's in there talking to her makeup artist about what's going on, and then she's lying. I got a feeling she's lying. And she said, the fans love us. That she said what Latrice is saying. The fans love us. All we have to do is plant seeds of doubt in the audience's mind. And then we'll come out on top. Did Latrice say that? That don't sound like Latrice to me. But anyway, you got Glenn over there worshiping, allegedly worshiping his wife and big up in her, telling her, well, Latrice is a snake and you're a queen. So don't come off your throne to fight with a snake or let a snake take you there. What? Glenn. You talking about because she got on that queen outfit that she about to bust up out of? Glenn, I would. Glenn, don't do that no more. You sounded like Mariah when she said, I will not come off my chariot and throw tomatoes with you. That's what you said. It sounded like you just reversed it, flipped it and reversed it, and said, come off your throne to fight with a snake. So you getting, see, Cliff, see what you did? See what you did? You let folks think your wife is a snake. And so they feel comfortable coming on the show calling her that. See, had you not done that in public, then he wouldn't have felt comfortable saying it because y'all got that little bromance going. But both of y'all have shared secrets with each other. Let's see if they come out in part 3. Then Glenn gonna say, because you evil. Her gonna step the store. No, what? Glenn, did you say that Latrice was evil? Her gonna step the store? Woo, you and Cliff and your conversations. I know that Cliff has put bugs in your ear, honey. Now back to the couch. We're back at the couch and we start Marie's package. And Marie's package, it says a lot about her, her, not so much as her business, but it did get into showing her dating that dude. What was his name? Player. Y'all see how y'all confuse the audience going back with this old stuff? It made it seem like that this was 10 seasons ago. And it's only been 3 or 4, whatever, however you all are doing. This is foolishness. I had forgotten all about Player. I had forgot all about her journey to dating. Why we didn't continue with that? Instead of her minding everybody else's business on the couch, especially Chambers. We're going to explore her dating life. And then, a lot of people feel that she was exploiting her mother, but I don't see it that way. I see it like she was really trying to get her mom clean. Okay? And so Carlos asked her, well, how is Lula? Well, Lula is being Lula. Lula's back on drugs. She's addicted to drugs. Okay, so I think I would feel some kind of way if I owned that many clinics, because she said she owns the biggest private clinic in Mississippi. And fact check, I'm not sure about that. Because, baby, when I tell you it's some big private clinics in Mississippi, unless she owns Brentwood as well. Brentwood is private. What else? There's another one that's private, that's pretty big. And they have clinics everywhere. I think Baptist has one. Can you really say that your private clinic is bigger than the Baptist clinic who receives donations from the Baptist organization? But when I tell you that the Baptists put some money into getting their folks clean, and these Christians, especially the Baptists, they have children's clinics. They have They have adult clinics. They have dual diagnosis clinics. Baby, I don't know about them, Marie. Like I said, I'm in the mental health field and was in the mental health field and has worked in Jackson. I don't know about that. I can't get with you on that one. Now yours may be big, but Brentwood is private. And Baptists get their donations from the Baptist community and reaching out. But technically they are still private. Public clinics are like the Mississippi State Hospital. That means they get their funding from the state. Girl, let me, Marie, you lying, okay? So Carlos also asked Marie, do you sleep with married? No, I do not. Uh, do I think she sleeps with married men? Mm, she says she's not the type to do that. She wants her own man. I mean, I can see you want your own man and then dibba dabba 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 in somebody else's man's bed because hey, it was done to you. And a lot of women that are cheated on have a tendency to want to cheat and make the other woman feel like she felt. Child, it's a circle of misunderstanding and chaos. Okay, and we're still on Marie. But anyway, they go on to ask her, how does she feel about the girls not giving according to her? And so she says, "Well, I'm a Rick Monroe, and these girls need to clock in." And then he said, "Well," Carlos asked her, "Well, who's not clocking in?" And she said, "Tamber and Latrice." Well, Latrice just started clocking in. What is clocking in per se, Marie? Is clocking in arguing with you, arguing with the fans? Because baby, you don't get down with the fans. You don't get down in the comments and go back and forth with the fans. You just block people. It ain't nothing wrong with blocking people if you feel that you harass, but they are coming at you like that because they feel like you harass these women on the stage. And let me get into my Jack voice, Nicholson. You can't handle the truth. Baby, I rarely see lies told about you in these in these Twitter comments. Now, you let people keep you. I mean, you're letting folks follow you who big up you. That's not how this goes, babe. You could take criticism. Now, I don't believe that you should be harassed or like if somebody's saying that's bullying you, saying that they're gonna come to your house and attack your kids and family. No, but to let them criticize you and criticize your behavior on the show, that's a part of the game. Carlos, you need to step on in and fact check this hoe. Excuse me, helpful. I almost, you see how I went hood? Got me acting like Marie Monroe. And then Carlos goes after Tam and asks her, well, who does the baby last name have? Whose last name does the baby go in? And she says, the baby is in my last name. She has my last name because we're not married. Bullshit. Girl, you could have hyphenated that name. And I'm not married to, sorry. Rest in peace to my children's father. I was married to him. He came to the hospital, looked up in my face because they had clay at the bottom of that baby bed. And he said, my children are going to go on hunt. I said, what now? So, and I did indeed respect him for that because it is a lot of men out there that when you're not married, they allow you to have the the mother's last name and they carry on with it. And then I don't know what Tam's situation is, but I mean, it sometimes can cause different situations where you have to prove, you have to provide evidence and all this type of stuff. And I'm just happy that he did it that way, because soon after my second baby was born, only 10 months after she was born, he passed away. And when they called me, it was like, I'm looking for the mother of blah, 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 blah. And it was, he had already provided proof that my children were his children. So I didn't have to go through all that red tape of proving and getting DNA and all that type of stuff after he had passed away. He had already provided proof that my children were his children, carrying his last name, and I didn't have to go in through a whole bunch of red tape. So I don't know how that's working with Tam and Greedy, but if something happens to her or him, it is good to, I already have that down on paper. She could have hyphenated that baby's name. Stop. Then we get into Tam versus Marie. I felt so much anger and disgust when Tam said that she's the one who leaked it to the press that she was pregnant. Just anger and disgust. But Tam, it was a poorly kept secret, honey. I knew. Okay. Now, like I said, Tam and I had communicated on Twitter. I just simply asked her, had she had frozen eggs? I've already told this story. And she just replied, yes. So when the show came back on and she had gotten the fibroids removed, I was like, okay. I knew she was pregnant, but that was me using deductive reasoning. So, I mean, a lot of fans could have used deductive reasoning in that case had they seen that tweet, because it wasn't a private tweet. But they didn't. And it went straight to the blogs that she was carrying and having a girl, and somebody had seen her and all that type of stuff. And come to find out that Marie had gone to the press, and then Marie sitting up there talking about, well, I feel like we should have been protected, and she's not telling her all her story. Neither are you, Heifer. What happened to the people who milled, put a K in front of it, your son's baby mama? We hadn't heard anything about that. Now, for me, see, because you used to follow me, right? And then you blocked me. So I know you used to follow me, because on Instagram, I found out that Latrice Jadrez went to Mississippi State. I gave you big ups for that. Girl. And then he entered the draft portal. I'm going to tell your business before you tell it. I'm looking at this stuff before you decided that you want to get up on this stage and tell everybody else's business except your own. Foolish. And she's like, well, if he was such a bad person, then everybody should have been aware of it. Everybody was aware of it. How many times do we have to say this girl told that story on her radio show? You full of shit. And you know it. And you may not listen to her radio show, but you being on the show with her, I'm pretty sure somebody had told you, girl, you didn't fear for your life. You were trying to get information out of that man. You full of shit. So apparently, old boy had sent emails to everybody on the collective, and Marie, you was stupid enough to bite the bait. That's all that was. Simple as that. And so Tam was like, I thought that man hadn't moved on. I hadn't talked to him for years. I mean, 2016 even. And then they were like, Letitia, you should have known that as well. I mean, you claim, see, this is what I don't like about Letitia. She claims that she was sisters to everybody on the stage. So if she was sisters to everybody, I'm talking through my teeth because I'm annoyed with these heifers. If you knew everybody on the stage, honey, you cannot tell me that you did not know of something that Tam was going through with this dude. Then she gonna pretend like she didn't know Tam years ago. But let me go back to season 1. Tam had, and also by me being from Mississippi, girl, I did the research on you and how you came to the show, Letitia. You clearly said in your intro before the show aired, and all of us Mississippians were so proud that we were about to get a show. You said before the show aired how you knew Tam, and Tam had been hosting at your brunches for years. Who were you talking to when you said you didn't know someone for years? Were you talking to Latrice? Because you couldn't have been talking to Tam, because that's what you put in your backstory. Child, I can't make this up. Then Akeisha gonna pat Tam on the leg, say, girl, I'm glad you finally taking up for yourself. Well, you step in and take up for it too, because everybody on that stage should be looking even so Gucci. You didn't say nothing. Everybody should have been like, look, we cool, Marie and Letitia, but what you did was some bullshit. Okay? The men come out, and like I said, Willie looked a mess in that Colonel Sanders outfit. Again, Glenn and Cliff looking nice as they possibly could. Just looking good, really. And I don't say that much about Woodstock because I can't stand him. But finally, they asked the men how, what relationship. Oh, and JJ, of course. They asked the men how their relationships, and it's clear that you're not going to get JJ and Cliff to be besties. The only men that are on there that are good friends, and that's fine because they're not Bells. So you have Cliff and Glenn, which the wives don't like each other anymore, so that's still funky. And then you have Willie and JJ. No one cares. It's okay. But Tam, I'm gonna have to speak to you on the greedy situation. Just because he's at home with that baby girl, all those cousins, aunties you had, it's bullshit. Okay? All those cousin aunties you had to keep that baby. Talking about, he's at home with that baby. No. Unacceptable. Especially with you guys having a baby together. He could have come out and talked about that at this reunion. It's not flying with me, sis. Not. I'm just saying. Now here's where I take issue with Latrice. They get on the package of him going down to the M bar, yoking her up and calling her bees and snakes. And so Carlos flat out asked her, is he physically abusive to you? And she says, well, no. And she said, well, he says, well, does he call you out your name often? Well, I call him out his name. Girl, don't reverse this stuff and put it back on yourself. Foolishness. You look a damn fool up there taking up for that man when we clearly saw him yoke your ass up. Then Carlos gonna ask you, has he ever done that before? And well, no, you're lying. And you all on Twitter. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me and my man. Me and my man got this. Me and my man got this. So what? We saw him on the show yoke your ass up, and it was not the first time. Sis, say what it is. You did not answer the question when Carlos asked you was that his first time doing it. Yoking you up, idiot, is a form of abuse. It is what it is. We saw him doing. Anytime a man put his hands on you and physically moves you from one location to the other, that is a form of abuse. Then he said to your face that you were a snake in a bee. You don't know what verbal and emotional abuse is? Girl, stop. Making me mad. Then she gonna say to deflect. I like these women nerves when they're worried about my marriage when all of them have been victims. All of them. I don't blame Akeisha. Everybody worried about Akeisha opening her mouth and shouldn't be. I would have said the same thing. Hey, 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 don't put me in this. Don't say all of us. Because my man hadn't touched me in the way that your man touched you on camera. And then Cliff act like he's smarter than the average fifth grader. And he is not. And gonna say, well, if I was doing it. Okay, let me translate. If I was doing anything to her, then she got 911, he said. And then Akeisha says people don't always call 911. Correct. They don't. The fuck? And let's not forget, shout out to Miss Glory. Let's not forget what she said, and I quote, if he were my man and he would treat me like he treat you, I would hook him up. So, girl, stop. Oh, and I know I'm jumping ahead, but when Josh came out, oh, my heart was just breaking for Josh. Oh, that's neither here nor there. Okay, and so Carlos asked Letitia, what did she think about their relationship? And she's like, has she ever confided in you about Cliff doing anything to her? And she was like, now she's the bigger person, literally and figuratively. I, unlike her, I'm not going to spread her business. Yeah, y'all probably told each other stuff. Don't sit up here and act like Glenn don't do you the same way, fool. We see him chasing you down in the car. Every time I turn around, down to the Godfreys, embarrassing us. That upscale restaurant, down to the Iron Horse, downtown Jackson, embarrassing you and us. And then Cliff is gonna act like he doesn't track Letitia. That's probably what Glenn got the idea from. I mean, Cliff is acting like he doesn't track Latrice. That's probably what Glenn got the idea from. You know, Glenn mind don't work that way. He's not high tech, but maybe he does. Maybe he has to use that compass because he is the tugboat captain. But that's neither here nor there. Both of them do the same thing. You're in the same relationship, except we hadn't seen Glenn yoke you up, but we have indeed seen him be verbally abused. We have indeed seen him chase you down and do the same thing Cliff did down to the M bar. Get in his little car and come wherever you are. We even saw him stop you from getting an apartment because he found out where you were. Child back. I can't make this up. Well, now it's time for Josh to come out in his fancy clothes and his see-through shirt, looking like goddamn. Ooh, I almost could. He looked a mess. But like I said, I felt so bad for him because he was staying in their home and he did have that experience with Jackson Water Crisis. Jackson, Mississippi. Get prepared, get prepared, get prepared. We're about to get down in the low teens and below and below and below and single digits. Get prepared, get your pipe prepared. Do something so we won't have this water crisis again and Josh won't have to live in Latrice's house down to the mass instead of living in Jackson. Because you remember, I don't live in Jackson. See, a lot of people do that when they, get a little money. They move out of Jackson and then brag about it. Child, I can't make this stuff up. It is still decent living areas in the Jackson, Mississippi area. North Jackson is still okay. South Jackson, if you go deep down, right before you get to Byram, still okay. But even where Marie stays in West Jackson, it's still some areas in West Jackson that's fine. Everybody drag her for living in West Jackson. She can honestly say she still lives in Jackson. Do we really know where Letitia lives, though? Where does Letitia live? You know where Letitia lives, though? Where does Letitia live? And if I'm not mistaken, like I said, my memory serves me correctly. I've been to Town's Nim house. And I believe that house is in West Jackson if my memory serves me. I'm don't quote me on that, but I'm thinking that it is. You still nice homes in West Jackson. Okay. And besides all that, if that wasn't the home that I saw in West Jackson that Tam's family lives in, my best friend still lives in West Jackson and she lives in a two-story house. Nice two-story house. Okay. With little add-on that she added on to herself. With a nice big high fence around it where nobody can get in. I can't make this stuff up, people. So stop down and what you say you supposed to be from representing on this show, Miss Madison. I said all that to say. Jackson, Mississippi, get your shit together before the storm hits. Yes, the winter weather advisory for the whole entire state until January the 15th. Get prepared. So again, Josh won't live after their house in Madison because you know your water always getting messed up during these winter weather storms. Look at me trying to talk fast and then messing up the word. But anyway, you get my drift. You get my drift. And so anyway, they go back and forth and back, and then they ask Josh, how did he feel about the way Latrice is being treated, and he said that no, I've never seen them get physical with each other, but except down at the M bar. If you hadn't seen that, then he's like, well, I didn't know Cliff had a problem with me. Lies. And then Cliff says, well, if I did something to you, I apologize. Okay. He apologized up on all the mumbles, and he accepted his apology. Oh, I'm sorry, he doesn't accept his apology. He apologizes to Latrice. Josh does. And this is foolishness. You did come in the man's house. He let you live with them for free. And it was a monicum of disrespect there. You can't deny that. Now, again, Latrice wants to be with Woodstock, aka subtitles. Leave them alone. The way we were tweeting that girl, I had to tell her, in my tweet, to girl, bye. You don't think yoking you up is a form of abuse? Calling you out your name, you don't think that's a form of verbal? I can't make this stuff up, people. Foolishness. If you are going to stand by your man, he's good man, Savannah, just say that. Don't say what he's not doing and play in our faces like we're blind and don't see what we see on the television. Cliff is disrespectful. Period. And Latrice jumps in and says, well, we were all cool at one time. Yeah, I bet you were until Josh started calling him out. And then he's like, I wasn't ever cool with him. I mean, he's just like a puppy. I mean, like me and Glenna, we dog, but he like a puppy. So big dogs hang together and can chill. But little puppies snip at your ankles, when they're little. So that's what he was trying to say about Josh, but it didn't land and it was stupid. Because you made it seem like Josh literally was the animal of your home, of your kingdom, per se. I can't make this stuff up, people. That's what Cliff said. Little Woodstock, aka subtitle. Yes, that's what I call it. Woodstock, aka subtitles. So Carlos gives his own self-experience to Josh, and he's like, well, come on, get in here, get in here, get in here. Shout out to Armand. Let's hug it out. And, neither one of them are willing to hug it out. And then Carlos tells about how his women friends, tell him things, and that causes a rift between the friendships because they've been told one thing and then they do another. Exactly. That's why everybody needs to stay out their latest relationship. She's not going anywhere. Josh, what do you want her to do? Exactly. Do you want her to leave Woodstock at your request? She's not going anywhere. I say we dead this whole conversation about what's going on in her marriage. And then, Akeisha and Carlos comforts Josh because he begins to cry. And like I said, this broke my heart. But it is frustrating because my best friend did the same thing. You know, I've seen her husband do the most ridiculous ish. He cannot stand me to this day. Luckily, me and my best friend live in separate states, and I don't have to deal with that fool. I see what I see. Now, in my opinion, being that Josh is not a part of the cast, like Lil said, Belle, 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 not Belle. And Josh got back on him and said, "You're not a Belle either." However, he is a friend to the show. Come down. Because he's like, well, you know, what is he doing here? But again, he is a friend to the show. He's Latrice's friend. And I really do believe they have a good friendship, Josh. Again, just stay out of the marriage part. If she tells you something like I do my best friend, really? That what he did? Oh yeah. Girl, no he didn't. He did. Oh yeah. Girl, I just hope he don't hurt you, girl. That's how you're gonna have to do. She's not going anywhere. And the Josh, Latrice, they walk off holding hands and hugging. That's the end of the episode. It comes back on part 3. We're gonna get involved with the twins, Sanjay and Soguchi and JJ. And what JJ said is exactly what I tweeted to him and what I dipped down in Instagram. He may not have read it, but I did have a little check to let me know he did check it. Is exactly what I Instagrammed him and Gucci and said. If this woman treated your children that horribly, and if Selena felt that these children were treated that horribly, I agree with what Cliff said. Then the police should have been called, DHS should have been called, and JJ should have had no contact, or Shantae Soguchi should have had no contact with these children going forward if he was going to continue to stay married to her. Because, honey, let me tell you this. If I was a DHS social worker involved in this situation, and they are grown now, but when they were younger, if I was involved in that situation, I would have been just like I would be with a man that was mistreating his wife or girlfriend's children. I would say these children can't be around them. You meet them at a neutral place. And that would have been the same thing. JJ, your children can't be around Gucci. Meet at a neutral place. Meet together. But these children literally were around this woman her whole life. Let me break it down. They were in her wedding. She made appearances on Bring It, fed them, clothed them for a while, lived with them for most of their lives because according to even Selena, they lived with JJ, which in turn made them live with Gucci. And I have to agree with JJ 100%. If these children were malnourished, unclothed, hair not combed, like Gucci said she combed their hair. If she was sending them to school in Clinton, Mississippi school district, baby, when I tell you Clinton don't play when it comes to DHS, you know, you might slide through the cracks in Jackson. You may slide through the cracks down there in the Jackson Public School. You may slide through the cracks even in Madison a little bit. Not Richland, but not Madison, the city. But I can. Those areas are predominantly black. Clinton ain't. Clinton is a suburb of Jackson, okay? And baby, they don't play. Somebody would have been contacted if they were going to school in the piece of clothes and hair and comb. Okay? And I agree with JJ 100% on that. And with that, I'm going to close. You have to talk to the people that know Mississippi, honey, over here on Country Conversations with Diva D. And like I said, with that, I'm going to close. And as I do when I close, I'm going to chunk them up. Deuces. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. We are still collecting money for our high school so they can get their state championship rings. If you want to donate, go over to the website or go over to the Twitter page, Big Loafer Twitter page, and send my baby some donations so we get those rings so we can stop having Columbia ride us for not having our rings in place. Talking about Columbia would already have that ring, but you don't have the championship. We already got that gold ball. 12 trips, 12 rings. Okay. And again, like, comment, and subscribe.